That's Interception Berlin.
LUGOSIS and STRATO. The city of Milan was literally the cradle from where, in the 1990s, twin brothers LUGOSIS and STRATO began their remarkable career, already drawing and painting as toddlers before they'd even learned to speak. They quickly took to the cans and needles that have seen their infectious style spread across trains, walls, and skin far beyond their home city, into the galleries and halls of fame of Europe's graffiti scene. Today, Berlin is their new home ground.
He started before to tattoo, and then I just like catch up with him after, because when he started to tattoo, we was like separate. He was living in Barcelona and I was living in Milan, like studying, and then like I just like start to tattoo as well.
When was that?
I don't know, when was that? Like 8 years ago or something?
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think?
But check it at the middle, maybe it's better, no?
Yes, something like this. Maybe it would be.
But how did you start doing tattoos so early? Did you draw before, or was it just that you started drawing on skin?
We had like our mother was like, she was like painting and stuff. And our father, he was like connection with friends and stuff, like had like tons of tattoos. So we got our first tattoo when we was like 16. At the beginning being like cartoonists, like animators, or like making like comics. And then we was like approaching this world of the tattoo, and we was like also already into the graffiti world, where we was using our character, our like comic style for it. And so we were like, okay, why we cannot use like this like word is like part of us, like since like we are kids.
Yes.
And just like transforming it with the technique of like, at least like, I mean, like when you draw on paper is one way of drawing. When you draw with a spray can, we use the same draw, like just changing the tools, you know, like we use the spray can. The cartoon thing is like, you know, like in general it's like about like the world for me is like, okay, there is like, you have your life and shit, you have your experience, you have like your tough situation and stuff. And the world of the cartoon is like, you know, like a world like where the person is like creating like this imaginary like funny words where like you can put like whatever you want and be like whatever you want. We had problem for the graffiti with cops and shit, and we had like bad situation where what was not supposed to happen. So it's like when I'm drawing, I just create the opposite like situation I live. You know, so it's just like I decide who is in the right situation and who is like wrong, because I can do it in my world. You know, I'm not hurting anyone. Then if you like it, you like it. If you don't like it, it's a thing. You know. Yeah.
And do you know Van Baudet?
Yeah, sure.
Because I'm thinking of Van Baudet when you are speaking about creating a universe.
Yeah, actually, like for me, like the main things was like, for me, like the best artist, but also like in the artist compared to like Picasso or like really artists, is like the Walt Disney is like the best of the best, because he creates like a world, like it's like a completely new world, and also like the technique he used like to animate it and all of this stuff is like a different thing. So for me it's like he's like the main one, and then there is like all of the people was working with him, like then created like Warner Bros, like Looney Tunes and stuff, or like also like other like comic artists or like animators like Hanna-Barbera and this kind of stuff. And for me, this is the style I like the most. I like it because it's like simple, and it's like simple line, but just like direct, you know? Like when you draw, it's like, I don't have to draw like million detail to explain you something. I just want to have like few lines and few like character to explain you like what it is the thing.
Yes, but I think this is the most complicated thing, because some artists, they want to put a lot in it, but it doesn't work. And the less you put in it, the more difficult it gets, because all of your lines have to be on point.
It's difficult, and of course also when we start, we was putting like million like detail and stuff actually are not like essential in the thing.
Yes.
Also like, of course, we don't want to do it like super like, I don't know, like schematic or whatever, but you have to find like the balance in between of the two, where it's like the detail are like actually there to explain something, and some are actually also there just because they are cool, you know,
yes,
like
yes.
just because it's nice when they are there, you know, but not overdo it or like do it like less. There is like certain situation when the character is like 3 colors and it's just like super effective as it is, you know?
So would you say you're like a modern version of Walt Disney?
No, that's
No?
no, never, I will never say it, but I mean, he was like too good. But the thing is like, I'm just trying to do like the best I can to arrive, but actually it's not even like for others, it's like I do it for myself, you know, for myself, like not pleasure, but like I want to be to a point where I'm like, okay, this is like cool, you know, like I achieve like the goal I want to get.
And how would you describe the aesthetics? Because there are some certain patterns that appear over and over again for like weapons, cash, drugs.
This
so
like,
what is the word?
Yeah, this actually like depends. Like while we was drawing like the situation we was in, you know.
Okay.
For example, like money, guns and stuff.
Yes.
These kind of like things are continuing like to appear like in our draws. It's because like now we are like in a city like Berlin, we are like in different situation, we met like different people, we are like in connection with like, I don't know, rappers or stuff, are parts of like a certain world. Before we was like more into like the graffiti things and stuff. I mean, we still like in the graffiti, but like before we was like more into only that world. And with the experience we do, and for that also we travel a lot, because like more experience you do, more reality you see, more you're open like at everything, and then we represent in our draw like what we actually are like living in, you know, like you live it in a different way, but it's like kind of like going to the same direction, so you can reflect yourself in it.
A lot of time it is like The Simpsons. You take maybe this situation and you put more like cartoon, more crazy, you know, because it's not I put the gun at the McDonald's and I shoot the people, but it's like something more. If you see like a guy with the chain big, you do your draw with the
Bigger.
more big, like they're more crazy, you know, and like you take the reality, but at the end.
But imagine you would move to the countryside and there's no hustlers anymore, just people working there with cows and sheep. Would you start drawing another experience?
We will not move there.
Like milk and like cowgirls and
no, but that's the point. It's like
reality.
The thing is like he was living in Barcelona, I was living in Milan, now we're living in Berlin, you know. We are coming from cities, like you said, like countryside urban shit, you know, and it's like we like certain things, you know, like we do like draws about like drug dealers and shit, but that doesn't mean it's like we are drug dealers, you know, like a lot of people like tell us like, you know, like for example, like you draw guns, you draw like kill the cops and shit like this. It's like, of course, man, I will never make an homicide, you know. Sure. But the thing is like, I can draw an homicide in a comic thing because first of all, it's like, it's my draw, so it's like I didn't do like anything wrong, and second is like it's not like I like if someone is like killing someone else, but it's like I can do it like to express like in a way my like anger and shit.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
you
like
just
a movie. You take the
you take the situation.
You do what you want.
It's like everyone like Dario
But you
Argento
start-
movies.
You start your idea from one situation, you see, you know.
Did you ever draw a comic?
When I was young, some comics, because I was love comics and anime and every cartoon like this. But now, no, I don't like it anymore.
No?
No, I don't know why. I prefer maybe a cartoon or something, I don't know, like my tattoo, no? Something simple.
Okay.
And you have like a situation inside of only one draw, a simple draw. Something more like synthetic.
Yes.
No?
What is the difference for a simple person like me between the cartoon and the comic?
Yeah, I don't know, like the things of the comic is like, the comic is like more like, you know, like image next to image, and like there is like all of the things of the talking and stuff, but this also like for me is like the same, you know, like I still like anyway like comics and stuff, but if I have to choose in between of them, it's like I prefer the animation, because the animation is like giving you like more like, you know, like the complete like visual of like the world where you are in, you know, and it's like it's the same of like, you know, like a book is like a comic, and like a movie is the same of an animation.
Yeah. You was talking about animation. Do you have the skills to do the animation by yourself? Yeah, but I mean, this is the same with the sculpture. But I think it's fair enough, because an artist doesn't need to create everything by himself. They sometimes need specialists to do the rest of the work.
No, actually the thing is like, for example, like right now in the animation for me is like, I was like, I'm like studying like a book, is like a guy like tell me like to check out, and it's like super helpful for the animation. Of course it's like, we just start at the beginning, so it's like, it's not perfect or anything, but it's like, if I had to do like a job where involving like animation stuff, I will not do it alone, you know. Yes, I don't have like this like ego to say like, yeah, if I do it by myself it's better. It's like I think like we dedicate now like a lot of time at the graffiti and the tattoo, so it's like we can do it by ourselves without like any problem. But the thing is like, other people in the meantime they work like a lot like in the way of like animation or like sculpture or like printing and stuff. So it's like, if you want to have like a good job done like really good, the best is like to have like collaboration with people, and like find the right person for you, is have like your mindset to be like co-working in one project together and making it like the best out of it. Because if not, you will be like both of you just like having like a half project good, you know, like if you work together it's just like good, and that's nice. But it's also like, that's a cool thing, you know, like this is also like why we travel, is like we travel, and in the years we change like our style of tattooing also and stuff, because you meet reality, or like also like for your own life you meet like a different like situation and stuff, and you just like open your mind to like all of this shit.